Good evening. Do I have a motion to open the September 27th, 2023 regular business meeting of the Harrison Central School District Board of Education?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none. Michelle, would you please do a roll call? Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to recess into executive session? We have contractual matters to discuss.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. We are recessed. Do I have a motion to reopen the September 27th, 2023 regular business meeting of the Harrison Central School District Board of Education?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michelle, would you please do a roll call? Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Thank you, Michelle. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have one set of minutes from the September 13th, 2023 business meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none. Do I have to talk about public ones here?
I just asked.
Okay. At this time, if any member of the public would like to address the board, you may do so by approaching the podium and state your first and last name. But it does not appear that we have anyone here this evening joining us. So moving on to the president's update. We have a lot of things happening within the district. It's been a few weeks now, and the students are definitely finding their ways and joining clubs and athletic events. One exciting piece of news is that we had, on the music front, 20 Harrison High School musicians were selected for the area all-state ensembles. So students were chosen based on their performance in the previous spring's NYSSMA solo festivals and represent the best high school musicians in Westchester County. So the fact that we had 20 students is pretty remarkable. They'll perform at the Westchester area all-state concerts at New Rochelle High School on November 4th and 5th. So kudos to all of our all-state ensembles. The Harrison High School debate, once again, they're always on my update,
They certainly
that
are.
debate team. At the National Green Hill Tournament in Dallas, in a field of 104 top debaters, Jack Borman placed 12th and was second speaker, qualifying for the Tournament of Champions, so congratulations. And Jack Gessner placed 25th and the 17th speaker. They do an excellent job representing Harrison High School. The National Merit Scholarship announced semifinalists in the 69th Annual National Merit Scholarships. The semifinalists were Emma Jonish and Alyssa Ramiza, and commended students Benjamin Gold, Samuel Plotkin, Corby Reif, Jacob Robinson, Alec Udell, and Alexander Wong. It's a wonderful recognition for those students.
Absolutely.
Moving on to our athletics, the Huskies, the varsity football team defeated Clarkstown North 42-6. Ben Potashnik had 2 interceptions. Joe Krupe and Dante Lanza had 1 each. Joe Krupe also had a rushing touchdown with a 65-yard interception touchdown. So that's pretty remarkable. Christian Barcella had 90 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Marco Citro had 170 yards passing. And the Huskies also defeated Clarkstown South 7-0. Joe Coopy scored the one and only touchdown of that game. So well done, Huskies. You're off
Yeah.
to a really solid start.
I heard that was a great defensive battle, and the team did just a great job, so.
Our varsity field hockey team had a great 2-0 win over Mayapack, and the goals were scored by Chelsea Porto and Emma Mazzella. The boys varsity soccer defeated Mount Vernon 4-0. And the Huskies, they also defeated Mamaroneck 3-1 against one of the top teams in Section 1. I was pulling in this evening to pick up at field hockey carpool, and I was just peeking over to, I mean, these boys are so impressive. There was a game going on the football field today, and they're talented boys. Soccer team. The girls varsity soccer defeated White Plains 2-0. Great defensive play there. Kaya Ito had 10 saves in goal, and Mia Bodo and Ingram Murphy each scored a goal. That's a lot of saves.
That's a lot of saves.
Yeah. The Huskies also defeated Ursuline 1-0. Ingram Murphy had the lone goal and 11 saves in goal by Kaya as well. And they defeated Mount Vernon. Annabelle, I don't see the score, but Alexa Lacatina had 3 saves for the shutout. Well done, ladies. The Huskies volleyball team defeated John Jay East Fishkill 3-2, and Lily Seibel, sorry if I'm butchering that name, but she is incredible in the last couple games. So against East Fishkill, John Jay East Fishkill, she had 48 assists, and the team also defeated Fox Lane and Suffern, and she had 53 assists in that game. So that's,
Doesn't even seem
I
possible.
know, right?
It's
I mean, that's like every other play she's insisting on a point.
That's incredible.
Yes, the other thing I want to mention is to please make sure you keep an eye on the district calendar. We have a very busy end of September. Tomorrow evening, we have the Harrison High School Open House at 7 p.m. And this weekend coming up is the EEC Carnival. It's actually going to be in a different location where it was a few years ago, if anyone remembers, but it'll be here at LMK behind the portables. There will be enough people and rides and noise and lights and exciting things happening that you'll find it, but just keep an eye out for the different, the change in location. Okay, great. On September 29th, which is Friday evening, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The 30th, which is Saturday, 1 to 10 p.m. And again on October 1st, 1 to 5 p.m. The kids love it. It's a wonderful time. On October 3rd is the grade 7 and 8 open house at 6:45 p.m. here at LMK. And then, just as a reminder, on October 9th is Columbus Day, so schools and buildings are closed. Then the other thing to note, all PTA meetings for the month of October, Dr. Wool and Mr. Whipple are going to be in attendance, going over the bond plans and answering questions, and just a great way to see what's going on and all the exciting things to happen within our schools. So please keep an eye on the district calendar. And I think that's my whole update, Dr. Wool.
Thank you. I just also want to recognize a couple of folks. I wanted to thank Tony Braiata, who for many, many years now has volunteered endless amount of time and effort to make the Elementary Enrichment Carnival possible. She was busy this weekend contacting me and trying to find a location. The reason it was moved is the amount of rain that fell on the Harrison Avenue field makes it impossible to put the carnival there. So just a big thank you for a volunteer who has made a big difference in the lives of lots of kids. I really appreciate that. And I will mention that you mentioned the bond referendum. I want to thank Mrs. Taberzi for her endless amount of support in developing materials for us, but I also want to recognize Michael Hauer. Our website is now live. You can review our plans for each school. Tim has a wonderful analysis of the implications for finances. The demographic studies that we have presented throughout are also there on the slide presentation. It's just a wealth of information. And Dr. Laidwood will be joining Tim and I as we do the meetings at the PTAs, and we hope to see you there. It's a very, 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 I think, informative presentation, but it will be tailored specifically on each night to talk about primarily the needs of that school. We'll give you the big picture, but people are typically interested in what will it mean for my school. That's the opportunity to come and ask those questions, and we certainly look forward to seeing you. Just want to talk about last night, one of my favorite nights of the year, and thank you, Mrs. Mangan, for being able to make it. It was our annual tenure recognition night, and I think we recognized about 23 teachers who were awarded tenure, and Brian and Lisa and I were sitting back listening to the narrative that the principals, who know their faculty so well, and I just was overwhelmed with a sense of pride at the incredible educators that we are filling these schools with. These are extraordinary teachers, and the stories of how they've already affected their schools, inspired kids, elevated the practice of their colleagues. It was really quite a wonderful night, and it's one of my favorite nights because families come. It's not a timed meeting. It's not like a timed test where it has to end, and we then join everybody afterward, and you can just see the pride in husbands and wives and moms and dads and children. It's just a great recognition, not only of teachers, but of who we are as an organization. I had a dad approach me afterward and say, you know, I was a teacher. I wish that my district had recognized teachers the way Harrison recognizes its teachers. And I got a beautiful letter this morning from a first-year teacher, because as you know, we invite the first-year teachers to come. See, this is what the journey looks like. And she said to me, it's a middle school teacher, she also found Scott, who did a fabulous job last night, and just said, I am so happy to be in this district. I actually can't believe the way teachers are cared for. So, and that's a credit to the school board, which allows us, and I said that last night, we are in a place where the school board is thoroughly committed to supporting the growth of teachers, which is one of the reasons our school district is so successful. So it's a big celebration of those teachers, but also of who we are and of living our values and everything that you have allowed us to do. So I'm really quite proud. Those of you that are interested in knowing more about our bond referendum, there's actually an excellent article today in the Journal News. I thank the reporter who spent an inordinate amount of time talking to Tim and to me and to Brian, and then the second reporter who traveled to 3 of our 6 buildings to meet with our principals and take photographs. It's a pretty thorough presentation, and it's a good news story. The good news is people love our schools, and they're moving to our community, and our community is thriving because people want to live here. And so while it's a challenge, it's also it should also be a source of pride for all of us that people are making choices with their feet. They're moving to Harrison, and we hope that you understand that as we move forward with this referendum, we are always mindful, particularly the people that sit to my left and my right, that we have to strike a balance between what is reasonable for our taxpayers and what is significant for our children. And I think you will find when you look at this plan, we have found that sweet spot. This is a serious referendum. It addresses safety and the well-being of kids and ADA accessibility and additional space and taking kids from inferior spaces and put them in appropriate spaces. So there's nothing in here that's fluff. So please take a look, and we hope you'll join us at one of our meetings in the near future. Other than that, I am ready to turn it back to you, Madam President.
Super. Thank you. Moving on to the personnel report, I will take on consent unless anyone objects. Seeing none. A, certificated personnel. 1, temporary appointment, SED clearance received. 2, extra compensation appointment. 3, change of status. 4, leave of absence without pay. B, non-certificated personnel. 1, regular appointment, SED clearance submitted. 2, temporary appointment, SED clearance received. 3, extra compensation appointment. C, other. 1, contracted service provider amended agreement. 2, side letter agreement with the Civil Service Employee Association. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel report?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none. Moving on to the administrative report, I will take on consent unless anyone objects. Seeing none. A, approval of Harrison High School debate team field trip to Apple Valley, Minnesota for a debate tournament. B, approval of Harrison High School debate team field trip to Northbrook, Illinois for a debate tournament. C, approval of Harrison High School Model Congress field trip to New Haven, Connecticut for Yale Model Congress competition. D, approval of CSE CPSE minutes. E, approval of CSE CPSE recommendations. F, approval of CSE CPSE annual reviews. Do I have a motion to approve the administrative report?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none. Moving on to the finance and facilities report, I will take on consent unless anyone objects. Seeing none. A, 2023-24 appropriation transfers. B, approval of the agreement between Harrison CSD and Justin's for yearbook services, Purchase Elementary School. C, disposal of equipment. D, approval of contract with the County of Westchester. E, treasurer's report, August 2023. F, contract for special services, Andrews Children's Center. Do I have a motion to approve the finance and facilities report?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Just a quick note, our October 4th Board of Ed meeting is no longer needed, so that it will be removed off the calendar, and our next regularly scheduled business meeting will take place on October 18th, 7 p.m. here at the Lewis M. Klein Middle School.
Can I just add one thing? On
Yeah.
the 18th, we will also be having a presentation, the summer recap, and we'll also have the annual audit report on that night. And I'm just checking with Lisa, is that a yes? Okay, you'll get back to me, okay. I was going to share something.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Do I have a motion to approve the business meeting? I meant, do I have a motion to close? We're not approving anything. We're closing it, we're going home, we're all very tired.
We're tired.
Do I have a motion to close the business meeting?
Motion.
Motion, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Good night.